Or Johnathan be like,
Wild robot.
okay,
I got a widescreen. I widescreened it.
I liked it a lot. It was very, very good. The pacing was a little off, and so the only
I understand your no. I want to hear.
So the only times I was like, "What?" Huh?
We're going to the car.
I got a little distracted. It kind of took me out of it. Was when things seemed to happen kind of too fast or too conveniently, or like
I forget which side I'm sitting on.
You're on this side. And so it was pacing was the only issue. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I was like, was all pacing. Like things happened too fast or too slowly.
Watch me shut the door.
If they made the movie a little longer, or if they just committed to making everything a little shorter, it could have been. I don't know. But I mean, the storyline is very compelling. And I think what it was with pacing is that they tried to fit a lot in, and it didn't feel like it necessarily. It had 3 acts, like a good movie should.
Yes.
But it felt like each act had too many sub acts. To then, like,
interesting. See, okay, weird segue of a comparison.
Yeah.
People, when Beetlejuice 2 came out, people were like, "There's way too many subplots." Willem Dafoe and Tim Burton's wife did not need to be there.
Yeah.
Too many subplots based on the going into the finale. But I feel like this did a way better job of storytelling.
Yeah,
in the animated world.
Look, my favorite part was the payoffs.
Right,
because
I'm gonna start driving.
There's so many things at the beginning that started off as like, oh, this is going to be like just a joke, a one-off, a haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
And then it came back as a payoff that ended up being really satisfying, even if it was kind of contrived.
Fair.
It wasn't like a bad contrivance. It was like, aha, this makes sense in this context. Like showing off, like I love the classic. You show off the personality of the characters, and then you let that personality shine in the finale, which happened in Kung Fu Panda 3, where like you see all the individual pandas doing their own thing, and then it pays off.
Fair.
That's how Poe trains them.
That was a great finale, though.
It's a cliche thing, but when done well, it is a very good plot point. And I like this one specifically because of how unique each animal was in their little initial payoff.
Did you notice?
I just like the beaver a lot. Basically, is the one.
The beaver was funny
because I was like, oh, why would knocking over the tree help with water? And I was like, oh, duh, because he's a beaver. Of course,
exactly.
Knocking over the tree, his thought about it was that it's going to be a dam. Like that is what a beaver would do. So like it works out.
Yeah, I didn't realize second time watching it how much the bear just growled.
Yeah.
It was so much. And then did you notice the voice? Who was it first?
No.
It was Mark Hamill.
Oh, Mark Hamill?
Yeah,
Mark
that's
Hamill,
incredible.
really?
Yeah, Mark Hamill was the bear.
Good, gruff, angry voice.
It was,
very well.
yeah.
So I think part of it was just that there was a lot of characters. Okay, so the 2 characters that I felt.
But again, it wasn't like big star power. Like it wasn't recognizable. It was just like the voice. They were doing good voices.
Well, what it was is that like specifically with the long neck, the goose.
Yes.
And
Bill Nye and Bing
Rames. Is
Rames.
that Bill Nye?
Not the science guy, but Bill Nye the voice.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I know, but like it's
the actor.
I don't think
the
that's
professional
actually
actor.
how his last name is pronounced.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Bill N-I and Nye without the T, like Knight without the T. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Whatever. All I know is that that character felt a little like they needed a character to serve that role, and so they kind of slotted one in without developing him well.
Wait, which one?
The long neck.
He just like showed up and was like, we're goose, whatever. We'll accept him. Like it felt a little hasty. In the sense
I understand.
I feel like in a culture of geese, that every goose is like scared of outsiders and doesn't like runs and stuff. Why would the oldest one of them be the most accepting? It's kind of it felt a little funky to me, but it still worked out well.
Well,
and they paid him off by just killing him, so you didn't have to think about it much more.
Yeah, that's fair. Can I say something before you give your thoughts? Coming out of the first time.
Yeah.
My thoughts, or not specifically thoughts, but my comparison of what these movies that it felt like.
Yeah.
Was Big Hero 6,
a little bit,
WALL-E, The Iron Giant, and The Lion King merged into.
Yeah, it had a lot of elements. It had a bit of the Nausicaa
circle of life elements in there.
Very inspired by Laputa, which has the
somebody
robots,
definitely watched that movie on
the
that.
ancient robots on the floating island.
Yeah.
So because that's basically what that robot was mirrored off. It's the idea of like a fixed main torso, round head, and then the limbs being very like tentacle-like. So it felt very inspired by Studio Ghibli, which is very cool, I think.
Yeah.
And so I really liked it. I think that I really enjoyed the possums because I just thought of the possums from the Over the Hedge, which is funny to me.
Yeah,
It's very similar to it has. I mean, been Over the Hedge.
Yeah, that was DreamWorks too.
Yeah.
This is way more. This is way more beautiful.
So
than
I
that
think
one.
with the idea that animals can have language and emotion, it's okay that at the end they're all like, we're just not going to be prey and predator. I'm glad they didn't try to address what they ate. That's completely okay.
Yeah.
Just accept it. It's fine. They're just going to eat the crabs or something. The crabs don't have emotions, even though, whatever.
Well, they do.
They did imply the crabs had emotions.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They
implied that the skunk had emotion, which I was like, I don't.
They implied that the crabs weren't smart enough to talk.
Yes, my favorite payoff was definitely the beaver one, but like the kind of goofy little like, this shouldn't be as good as it is one is the she said, or she said no, and then she said yes when the other monsters came to kill. I like that one, the little rabbit or whatever it is. Just I appreciated the basic assumption that every animal understands and is okay with death, because that kind of made the scenes where everyone's dying and they're not panicking as much as they could make a little more sense, because they're like, yeah, they're panicking and stuff, but like they understand how they're going to die. It's fine. Like the acceptance of death was good. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I didn't get as emotional as I thought I would, and I think that had more, like I said, had to do with the pacing, where like certain times I kind of felt like I was yanked out of it, or like something happened too quickly, or like it was, I didn't feel like at certain moments I could sink as much as I wanted to into it. I don't know.
I thought the emotion was there for me. I felt different about it.
I definitely felt it, but I never got as close to crying as I did in movies like Gladiator, or like even
You cried at Gladiator?
Yeah, I cried at the end of Gladiator when he was dying. Dude, that.
I'm sorry. No, so like, my parents saw this a couple like last month.
Yeah.
And where was my point with this? I already forget.
think my mom would like it because it's
a
very mom.
Your parents had a thought about it. What was the thought?
Michael, you ruined it. No.
So
anyway, keep talking. I'll think.
This is a bit of a deeper dive here, but what I've noticed in Hollywood a lot, is an inherent understanding that good stories have to be based in truth and morality, which, from my Christian perspective, is that. And so the basic understanding of like the understanding that the egg is in fact the creature, like pro-life slightly.
I don't think that's
it's not necessarily pro-life, because that's not obviously not their point, but that idea of like
it's alive.
This is alive and worth saving. Yeah. And then also just the I forget what other element of it, like the motherhood one, where like this is like a worthwhile and good thing. Kind of, it's stuff that usually Hollywood would make fun of. It has, but the problem with that is if you make fun of it, it's not a good story because it's not true. So the acceptance of those values, but then also the like making fun of it, like, oh, becoming a mother has completely changed everything and I'm now defective. Like there's a bit of cognitive dissonance that you feel watching that movie, at least from my perspective, where I'm like, they're both trying to say that motherhood is like this beautiful, wonderful thing, but also kind of making fun of mothers and being like, oh, motherhood kind of ruins you a little bit. It's like, it felt a little funky. And so I kind of got that, where like it's a very, if just from a straight shot, this is moral, like motherhood is wonderful, pro-life a little bit, like that's not necessarily an element in this movie. Straight shot of that, it would have been really beautiful. But then having those kind of jokey bits, but like kind of serious bits of like, it felt, like I said, I felt the cognitive dissonance of Hollywood, where they accept truth when it comes to making a story, but then in their own worldviews can't seem to grasp it. So that's a bit of a deep shot. That's more of an opinion piece here.
Yeah.
I
don't feel like that's negative. I like that.
My little Spencer's vlog op-ed.
By the way, I have to just specify something here, not related to the movie. I love my YouTube skills, because to be quite honest with you, my first Wild Robot vlog was in the car when it was dark. So
like you can't see a thing.
So yeah, so like
back here,
no, but to be honest, it really doesn't matter. All you get is the thoughts of the movie.
How much of him can you even see on that
Probably
camera?
Nothing.
Probably nothing.
Anyway,
you get the audio.
We can turn the lights on.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, I don't want to distract. I didn't want to distract. I don't want to distract the driver.
This is the Michael Worldview podcast right now.
But no, I love. I want to get into podcasting, and like I just found it funny when we were just talking earlier. And my first one was like, oh, it's dark. Whatever. You can hear us talking.
That's my initial thoughts of just it's very much a beautiful movie, good story.
Yeah, no, but the thing to me,
and I like it a lot.
I liked it.
Say I liked it as well. It's not one of my like favorite movies of all times, but I thought it was a good, solid movie.
I want to listen to you. This is gonna be a long one.
Okay, we got Jonathan's thoughts.
So
right.
I don't know. I've had a.
You don't have to make it long, but I just want to hear.
A little bit of time to ruminate on this. So first of all, I feel like the movie breaks up into two acts pretty good. The first act is raising the kid. The second act is that whole crazy shenanigans where they try to reclaim the robot and she has to go home.
Yeah.
That second half really lost me.
I feel like I heard that from people, but
so,
yeah.
Overall, I thought it was a very good, like, family-oriented movie. It had a very solid.
Oh! I remember what I was gonna say. Sorry, go on. Yes, okay. You said the family-oriented. Go on.
Yeah, so it's very family-oriented. It has a very straightforward, solid plot. Very positive message. I just can't get behind a robot making a community out of wild animals.
I understand.
It's real. Yeah.
It's just for everyone's perspective.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an engineer, and so from my engineering perspective, a robot doing all of that is a suspension of disbelief that I cannot.
Sure.
like watching that movie,
I get.
I could not
yeah.
make it past like this is all wrong, and just enjoying the movie. So,
fair.
but like for people that don't have that background, very solid movie.
Fair.
I think
No,
it's
I respect that. Though.
And the humor is like perfect.
It was.
The humor is perfectly timed. I want to know who wrote that into the script because that guy must be a laugh to be around.
Yeah.
Like that whoever did the humor. Also, the story beats, like the beaver being used to chop down the tree, which is used in the finale to save the entire island.
That and giving the leg though to Roz,
is very well written.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things like the goose. I agree. The elder goose.
Right. The
elder
Long
goose that died for the cause. He definitely felt like a placeholder. As did I feel like this whole second half of that movie kind of felt like, all right, we need to extend this runtime. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah. Well, people were like, I saw this like couple of reviews like since it had a villain in it, it's not as good as WALL-E because WALL-E didn't have like a big bad like menacing villain.
WALL-E had a villain in it.
It just was like a less. It didn't play as much of a role.
Yeah, it didn't play as much of a role like this did. But yeah.
I don't honestly. The last half of the movie, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
The villain was a villain.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say earlier is my parents went and saw it, and they came out saying like, you're not gonna like Michael said, the concept of death and like the circle of life, like I talked about from Lion King, how kids, if you take your kids to this, how it's a colorful movie, they're not gonna understand like the full story concept really. But
it's very much one of those movies that has a good story that the parents can enjoy as well because it's about motherhood. It's about parenting.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But also the kids will enjoy it because it's funny animals doing movies.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think the kids, like, even if they don't fully comprehend the movie, they will get a positive message out of the movie about family and stuff like that, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So
to be fair, honest, it's to me, feel however you feel, because going in to like the year, I was very excited about Inside Out 2, but this is my number one. Like I kicked off Inside Out 2 into my top 10 of the year for this. I couldn't.
I haven't seen enough movies this year to have a top 10 list, let alone a top 5.
No, I understand, but like I struggled. Inside Out 2 was emotional, but I just couldn't get enough. It felt distant from the first one. Main reason that was the music. It really, yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I don't really.
Same thing with Guardians.
I don't really have many comments about that movie other than it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
But personally, I could not get myself to suspend the disbelief and just fully enjoy it.
It's fair. I feel like it would be easier or harder. I feel like it would be harder if it was live action.
I can ignore things like the fact that.
What? Were you agreeing with me?
I was.
Okay, I'm
terrible live action.
No, but you agree with what I'm saying, though. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can ignore things like the fact that
the
Golden Gate Bridge is still fully intact underwater after however many years.
It's art.
Yes, I can move past that. But when you have a robot gain sentience and bring together a community of animals to, I don't know, protect their community, they lost me with that one.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is.
Like if you boil the plot down, it's just kind of baffling. If you try to like make anything out of it like realism, it just doesn't happen.
It just, to me, there were lots of themes here I liked, and the animation was gorgeous. The themes here were gorgeous. The animation was gorgeous.
Yeah,
as
again,
well.
it was a great movie.
Yeah,
it was very beautiful as well.
Yeah,
and I definitely saw the allusions to Ghibli esque films.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have else to add.
I remember watching this the second time. I was gonna lean over to Michael. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till afterwards. So when it said like the scale of 1 to 10 thing, that was kind of like reminded me of Big Hero 6 with Baymax. But when it was like completing the task thing, I was like, this is so reminiscent to Mr. Meeseeks. Like, after I complete a task, I'm gone. Hi, Mr. Meeseeks, complete task.
The other thing.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I do have a slight other complaint.
Okay.
And that is the
I'd like to
fact
hear it.
That the characters felt kind of flat.
But which specifically? All of them or like one?
Even the robot and what's his name? The goose.
Fink.
Goose.
Oh,
No,
Brightbill.
Goose. I feel like the Goose character was too much of a tool rather than his own character, Brightbill or whatever.
Yep.
He just
Brightbill.
felt like I didn't feel like he had a lot of depth beyond the fact that he was like, oh, I need to tell her I love her. Like, there was a little bit of the whole belonging element of it, like figuring out how to belong. But that was kind of given to him by the fact that he had to lead them. Like, it was like, it wasn't really a thing he necessarily had to overcome. He just kind of had to slot into the role.
Okay,
I
let's
don't
be real here. The fact that he's like, I gotta say I love her, and then they paid it off in
They
the
paid
end.
it off.
It was way
It
way
was.
better than that Ray scene where Finn was like, I gotta tell you something, and then he didn't tell her.
That's so stupid.
No, it's just it made me think of that.
Johnny, that was our lot.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I was following the
Go around
GPS.
the loop. It's fine.
All right.
All right, turn
Well,
left
good
at the
thoughts,
stop
by the
sign.
way.
Yep. Bye bye.
Good thoughts for our
Bye,
YouTube channel.